Welcome back to BeFM Drama. I'm your host, Ryan Estrada. This is part 2 of our trip to the circus. This season, as you know, we're creating brand new radio plays inspired by Charles Dickens' annual book of winter stories. The first one, A Christmas Carol, is one of the most adapted tales of all time, but the rest were quickly forgotten about, and some have never been adapted before. This is our final episode from the household words era of Dickens' winter books, before he quit and started something new. This is the conclusion of our tale inspired by Dickens' Going into Society. It's about a circus performer who feels left out, so when he wins the lottery, he's ready to take on the world. But he's not quite ready for what he finds or what it says about the reason he was outside of society in the first place. This episode also includes elements from Wilkie Collins' story, Trottle's Report. Please enjoy BeFM Drama's production of Big Top Big Shot.
I'd spent the whole day trying to figure out how to tell my partner, Fern, that I was quitting my job as a paramedic. I knew he'd be upset. And as much as I was ready to leave, I knew that I would be upset too. I considered him a friend, not just a coworker. But the way these schedules work, that once I left, it would be really hard for the two of us to see one another again. Before I could tell him, though, we got a call. There was a mime who had been beaten up by a guy 3 or 4 times his size and stabbed in the rear end with a poisoned needle. At first I felt sorry for him. He was going through a situation just like me, leaving a job and all of his coworkers behind. But as he explained, I started to realize he may have been more at fault than he'd let on. He'd been very rude to everyone at the circus on his way out. I was curious to see what happened next.
So I headed out into society, and there was such a long line.
Wait, a line to get into society?
Yes, of course. Society. That's the name of the biggest, fanciest, most exclusive nightclub in town. It's where all the influencers go to be seen.
Okay, I see.
What society did you think I was talking about?
I was thinking of the anthropological term.
Oh, heavens no. Anthropological term is a trashy club with terrible music.
Right.
So anyway, there I was, pulling up to the club, when I walk up to the bouncer.
Line's back there, buddy.
Yeah, so it is. Too bad for all those commoners who have to wait in it.
Whatever.
Well, you gonna let me in or what?
No.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry. Was the music too loud? I said no.
No, sir, I don't think you understand. I'm wealthy.
What?
I'm a rich
Still
man.
can't hear you way down there over the music.
Bend down then.
Excuse me?
I have nearly $12,000 in my fanny pack.
Not really the kind of thing you want to scream on a city street.
Oh, believe me, I'm usually very subtle. It was a temporary slip. And with that, the bouncer's wicked old eyes set hungrily upon the region round my fanny pack, and he began to chuckle, holding out one of his meaty hands, tapping cheerfully in the palm with his knuckles of the other. Assisted by these signs and warnings, I found no difficulty in understanding that the business referred to was the giving and taking of money, and that I was expected to be the giver. It was at this stage of the proceedings that I first felt decidedly uncomfortable.
I'm sure.
Well, if the only way to navigate through society is to drop crumbs for the dregs, then so be it. Here you are, good sir. Now get out of my way.
Did you just hand me $1?
Don't cause a scene about it, man. I don't want everybody to expect one.
Hit the road, pal.
Sir, can you bend down for a moment?
Oh, sorry. Can you still not hear me? Sorry, I'll get closer.
Well, I could hear just fine. I just couldn't reach your face to slap you. How dare you?
Why are you slapping me?
Bend down again.
What did you say? I can't hear you.
No one speaks to me like that.
Yikes.
Yeah, he picked me up and threw me on the street.
So you couldn't get into society?
Well, I'm sure I could have, if I just played the game. But I decided it was not right to go alone and leave my former colleagues behind.
Oh, you decided that, did you?
Yes. So I returned to the circus to invite them all to come with me.
You mean you thought that they might have a better chance of getting in?
What was that?
Nothing. How did that go?
My friends, I have returned.
Oh, did you go somewhere?
To society.
Oh, that's nice.
And I've decided that I'm taking you all with me.
Well, what does that mean?
Put on your finest clothes. I'm taking you all to the club.
You want us to go to a party with you?
Drinks are on me. Well, a drink. One drink each.
Well, aren't you like in society and above us now?
It is the duty of those of us who are privileged to offer charity to less fortunate.
Oh, wow. I'm honored.
What the heck, I'll go. Wonderful! Just don't embarrass me.
Did you get in this time?
Well, I wasn't taking any chances this time. I went to the finest tailor in town. I got a custom-made suit with top hat and tails. Very expensive. Went to the finest salon and got made up like a movie star. I rented a limousine and pulled up to the door. I loaded up all the performers and drove to the club.
Well, this is exciting.
You could have dressed up.
What, these are my nicest clothes.
I just hope the bouncer doesn't kick us all out because of the way you look.
You are the worst, Charles.
You look okay. Not quite up to club standards, but I'll put in a word.
Don't you have an invisible box to go play with?
Here we are, the club. Everybody look fancy. Hey, when we walk up to the bouncer, do you think you can carry me?
What? Carry you? No.
Don't underestimate yourself like that. I'm sure you could. I'm not that heavy. Just carry me right up to the bouncer like I'm a king.
Why don't you practice your set and keep quiet for a while?
We're not going to cut mine. That would be rude.
These connies just did not understand how society works. So we waited in line like a bunch of chumps. And they wouldn't even carry me. But then we got to the door of the club. Here we are. Just look fancy. We'll be fine.
Oh, no, not you.
Darn it, strong man. I knew you would embarrass me.
Big man, fancy lady, you can step right in.
What?
Oh, thanks a lot. See you inside, Chops.
Wait, don't go without me. I have $10,000 in my fanny pack.
You slapped me 10 times.
Oh, please, let me in. I'll be humiliated if they get in and I don't. I'll do anything.
No, you're banned from the club.
I'll give you $1,000.
Yo, what?
I'll give you $1,000.
Okay.
So I used my elite status to get into the club. I walked down the stairs and I saw so many people and flashing lights. The strong man tried to flag me over.
Oh, hey, Chops. Over here. We saved you a seat.
Oh, no thank you. I just got in. I can't be seen mingling with a bunch of circus folk. First impressions, you understand.
Okay.
Why don't you go walk against some wind on the way out of here?
What?
Oh, nothing. It's fine. We'll be over here if you need us.
I walked in circles around the club trying to mingle. But the music was so loud that no one could hear me. I tried snapping my fingers at people to get their attention, but they just scoffed at me. I figured it was just impossible to meet new people at a loud club like this. Until I looked over and saw the circus folk having the times of their lives, surrounded by a crowd of adoring people. So I went to the bar and ordered a dozen drinks.
Well, that's nice to buy around for your friends.
Oh no, they were for me.
Oh.
But after I finished those, I figured there was only one way to make a splash. I called over the bartender.
Could I get you something else?
Yeah, I like to buy a round of your finest drinks.
Oh, for your friends?
For the whole bar!
Oh, well, you do realize there are hundreds of people here tonight, right? That's gonna be like thousands of dollars.
I have $9,000 in my fanny pack. Don't you talk to me like I'm pinching pennies.
All right.
Hey, is it traditional for you to give a little speech about me first?
Not really. You can say something while we serve if you like.
Okay, let me just climb up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Chops. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, look, can you hear me? Does everybody hear me? Does anybody hear me? Hey, I bought this round. This one's on me. I'm Chops. Hey, can you guys turn down the music for Can you turn down the music for a second? All right, hello, hey everybody. I bought your drinks. Yeah, that drink right there I specifically requested the expensive one. Hello? Hey, anyone, you're drinking my drinks. Hey, you lady, I bought that drink. What do I get out of this?
That doesn't sound like it worked out the way you hoped.
Yeah, she threw a drink in my face. So after mingling with the club folk, I felt bad for abandoning the circus folk, so I went over to say hi.
Oh, hey, Chops.
Hey guys, let's get out of here. This club stinks. No one wants to talk to me, and I've tried everything.
Have you tried? Like, chilling the heck out? That might work.
Oh, we're having a good time. I think we'll stay.
Suit yourself. Horse lady, let's go.
I do believe I don't feel like talking to you. why don't you go get that invisible rope and pull your way out of here?
Oh, you think you're all so great, using your circus tricks just to get attention. None of these people care about you, they're just amused by you. I bet if I started dancing like a trained monkey, I'd get attention too.
Hey, Chops, don't climb up there on the table, buddy. You might fall.
Look at me, look at me. I'm here to entertain you all. Whoopee woo, I'm a circus man. Woo 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 woo.
Hey, folks, get your buddy off the table or you're all out of here.
Look at me, everybody look at me. Hey, you, look at me. Look at me. Ah! Oh, ow.
Paying for everything he just broke.
Wow, so that didn't go well. That's what I'm worried about. What if I leave this all behind and hurt someone I care about in the process, and then fail in the end anyway?
Hey, this is not your story, ambulance man. Let's talk, more listen. Do your job.
My job is to get the poison out of your keister, not listen to your monologues. And none of this is making me want to leave this job any less.
So we got kicked out of the club. I don't remember much of what happened that night, but I know that I woke up in my trailer with a nasty hangover, tattered clothes, and an empty fanny pack. I realized right then the society just wasn't for me. In the end, I'd done exactly what I do at the circus. I put on funny clothes and makeup. I walked in circles. I got laughed at. I got a drink thrown on my face, and I fell down. I was still a laughing stock. The only difference was at the circus I was paid to be seen. In society, I was paying to be seen. So I gave up on my hopes and sadly put on my mime makeup to rejoin the show. But I figured I might as well make the show my own.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up at the Magman Circus, returning after a brief hiatus, it's Chops the Mime.
Hey everybody, it's me. I'm Chops the Mime. Hold on there, strong man.
Oh, are you talking in your act now?
That's not the only different thing we're gonna do today. Hey, hang on to this club for me, would you? Thanks, guy.
Yeah, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the biggest, most action-packed event you've ever seen in any circus. It's brains versus brawn, club versus poison needle. I, Chops the Mime, will now fight the strong man right here in the ring.
You're gonna do what?
Wilson, watch out!
Ah, what are you doing, Chops?
Ow!
Oh no, Wilson!
Oh man, is he okay? I just tried to stop him, but his head was so big and he fell over so stony. Someone call the ambulance.
So you really did just attack him for no reason?
Hey, I'm the victim here. Tell me, did I do anything wrong?
Hey, it's not my job to judge. It's a hobby. And I usually save it for after the call.
Honestly, tell me what you think. I'm in a lot of pain here.
Okay, honestly, I think the pain you feel is from realizing deep down that the loneliness you felt your whole life has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with stature. It's that you're a terrible person. You don't know how to respect other people or appreciate the people you have in your life. You did this to yourself. That's what hurts. Well, that and the poison needle in your butt.
Well, that hurt. Jeez, how rude. We never heard of empathy?
We got the mime to the hospital, and he recovered just fine. His story made me feel bad for a while, but in the end, it made me feel better about my decision. Because I wasn't like him. I wasn't leaving because I thought I was too good for the job. Because I don't appreciate the friends I have here. I was just taking a step that was best for me. I hoped that Fern would see it the same way. I wondered if I'd have the guts to tell him when we returned to the ambulance.
Wow. Some night, huh?
Yeah.
By the way, I know what a mime is. A mime is just a person who uses nonverbal performance as a theatrical medium. They can talk. They just don't do it on stage.
Fern, did you just look up mimes on the internet?
No? Hey, wasn't there something you wanted to tell me?
No. No, there wasn't.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get out of here. We got work to do.
We sure do, buddy.
Thank you for listening to BEFM Drama. This was part 2 of Big Top Big Shot, based on Going Into Society by Charles Dickens. It also included parts of Trottle's Report by Wilkie Collins. This radio play was written by me, Ryan Estrada. It starred Sam Hazelton as Goblin, Kelly Brassbridge as Fern and the Bouncer, Erin Wookday as Miss Frank the Horse Lady, and me as Chops, the Bartender, and Wilson the Strongman. Hidden Agenda is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech and released under Creative Commons Attribution License. Goblin's theme is by Unheard Music Concepts. Barrel music was by Kevin Luce. Next week, we begin adapting the next era of Dickens's annual holiday books from his very own magazine, All Year Round. We'll kick it off with One Night at Master B's, which is our adaptation of The Haunted House. It's a story about a rapper. Now, in Victorian England, a rapper was someone who could talk to ghosts. But in our story, it's about someone who performs rap music for ghosts. This is going to be a fun one. Don't miss it. Thank you for listening to BEFM Drama.